Good morning, guys. Well, what a week it's been. Our national elections happen on Wednesday. I couldn't do a devotional this week and not mention it. I can't help but be excited for how God is going to use the outcome of these results for His glory. We've been praying for our country for the last few weeks, corporately, in our home groups, and as individuals. And within all these prayers, we continue to pray about the sovereignty of God and that His will be done. Now that's a bold prayer. Why, you may ask? Well, because God's plan probably doesn't line up with your plan or what you think the outcome of these elections should be. And this is where our faith is required. We've been talking about faith all week based on Hebrews 11, well renowned as the faith chapter. What stood out to me from Brad's sermon on Sunday was a comment made by his friend when he shared a story about him. And he said this, "I'm beginning to lose faith in what I see." I'm sure we've all felt this at some point in our lives. And I'm sure we've all felt this about our country and our government, especially during these election times. Time after time, various parties are asking you to put your faith in their plan and promises for our beautiful country, but not living up to their word. But faith is the opposite of seeing. And thank goodness we serve a king bigger than these earthly issues. Psalm 47 verses 7 and 8 reminds us of this. And I'll paraphrase. "For God is the king of all the earth. God reigns above all nations, sitting on his holy throne." God is above it all. And he has a plan to work it to his purposes for his kingdom. All we need to do is have faith in God's plan. Faith is being sure of what God says to us. Faith relates to God's word and God's character. It is believing God wholeheartedly that we have assurance of what he says will happen will indeed happen. His word is packed full of promises. If you read on in Hebrews 11, there are so many examples of people who had faith in what God told them, and indeed, he did come through for them. Let us have the same faith as they did. Let's not lose hope because of what's happening around us. Let us remember that faith in God means that we can rest our lives and actions on what God says and what his promises are to us. Let me end with this quote from the famous theologian, John Calvin. He said this about faith. "Faith is not a distant view, but a warm embrace of Christ, by which he dwells with us, and we are filled with the divine Spirit." Well, I trust you have a great weekend, and I encourage you to continue praying for our country and our leaders. God bless, and we'll see you Sunday.